Can we get someone to do the video? You can pass it around. And
are you live?
Yeah, we're live now. So
live from Venice, California. We're here in defense of our relative here, Matt Fisher.
Can folks kind of pile into this little corner?
Yeah, let's be like penguins. It's cold. Make a circle. Make a circle, semicircle, like penguinos.
If everybody can gather. All right, folks. Good evening. If everybody can gather up and let's get a little closer and warmer and intimate and you know. Ed, Uncle Ed. Let's get everybody circled up over here.
Hello, man.
How you doing, Dave?
I'll give you updates later. Cool. We did a good call. Nice. I was hoping you'd make it to the call, but you were busy.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Man, I can't do it.
Oh no, I hear you.
Woo! All right.
Which one do you want to do?
Can you hold this one too, just to like?
If I was an octopus. Okay. Yeah.
Speaking.
All right.
Thank you.
How are you?
Always.
You have no idea.
You are water from heaven.
Well, thank you. Some people think I'm stink water.
You are fresh water.
Okay.
You want to start off?
Everyone want to come in and get behind here so we're... Here, stand like...
Are we going to do a punk rock song? Come on.
I don't know any of those, will you?
Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, y'all. We are here tonight in front of Westminster Elementary School for the illustrious, or lack of illustrious, Venice Neighborhood Council. We're going to have some speakers, dare I say, an association of Venice stakeholders.
Yes.
But not, you know.
Real stakeholder.
Yeah, the original stakeholders.
We're here tonight because the cowards that make up a good number of the seats on this board are attempting to remove our friend and strong advocate of the Venice community, Matt Fisher, from this board. And we're here to say no.
No, hell no.
So we have a few people to speak. One of them's already speaking.
All right, call somebody else.
All right.
They're waiting for you.
I'd rather the elders go first.
Yeah.
We're ready for you.
So first we're going to have Dr. Naomi Nightingale, professor and member of, I always get this wrong, Save
Venice.
Save Venice and Save First Baptist Defense Coalition.
Thank you, everyone. Is this on?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So we're here to support Matt Fisher.
Yes.
And to not only support him by our appearance here, but to let those who think otherwise, or those who are looking to try to remove from the board, to let him know that we're not going to stand for that.
No.
The fact is that Matt has a constituency that voted him into office. And it is appropriate and applicable for him to speak on behalf of that constituency. And so it may not be the way that you speak. It may not be the way that you think. It may not be the way that you look. It may not have the tact or the diplomacy or whatever it is, or however you want to define it, but it's Matt, and it's his constituency that needs to be represented here, loud and clear. And so everyone that is here tonight is here to say we have the freedom of speech, we have the freedom of support, that we're here not just for tonight, but for ongoing, to support Matt's right to be here on this board. And it's disrespectful, not only to him, but to those individuals who voted for him, for us who support the same constituency that he does. There's people out there that are on the street, that are unhoused. Matt was in that situation himself. He's the best representation of the people that he is there to support. And so for those people who don't understand and who don't have the same ideology or the same goals, okay, that's all right. You're there to support your position, and we're here to see that Matt's voice is still heard on the Venice Neighborhood Council, and that they're not able to go forward with any negative removal or illegal. It's illegal, actually. When I took my time to read the bylaws, it says in short, no board member shall be removed because of capricious, arbitrary, or discriminatory action. And so
they should all go then.
There is no evidence that has been presented in any form to show that Matt is guilty of any of those things. And so we're here to say we're going to stand with him and for him, and we're not going to let you remove him. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nightingale. Next up we have Laddie Williams, multi-generational family of Venice and member of Save Venice.
Woohoo!
All right, well, here's the thing. Ira, you stepped down. You gave the finger.
Yep. Yeah.
So you stepped down.
Yep.
I want to say that we voted Matt in, and we don't want Matt out. So get ready, because we're here and Venice lives, and we standing up and showing out for Matt Fisher, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
So if Matt has to step down, Murez, you step down. If Matt has to step down, Francisco, you step down. If Matt has to step down, John Reed, you step down. So that ought to be the Thibodeau, Robert Thibodeau, you step down. And Ira, let you step down. Because the thing about it is that, as Naomi just said, because we don't all talk the same, because we don't all live the same, we voted Matt in. He's been representing. He goes to every meeting that is known to man. He's in support of the people that supported him. And we don't support the bullshit that's coming out of VNC. You guys dissolved GRVNC over one man cussing. You will not do it tonight. We standing up and showing out.
Yeah.
Matt, we love you, Matt. And they will not put you out.
No.
No. Yeah, laddie. Let's ask for all of them to step down. They did it to us.
I did the eldership.
The elder. Cam, vote. Oh.
All I'm asking is the Heavenly Father, the Holy Father, the Creator, to handle this, and He will take care of everything.
Thank you.
Amen.
I support Matt Fisher. Matt Fisher is a man of compassion, dedication, and he works his off every day. He's out there and he's protecting a lot of rights that are being broken. He's into civil rights. And it's really unconscionable that that move is even on there.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Next up, we're going to hear from Mike Bravo, co-founder of Save Venice.
Good evening, everybody. Again, Mike Bravo, fifth generation Venetian, representing for Bravo and Mayorga families here in Venice, fifth generation. Also, shout out to my Tongva brother right here, my nephew sister Lydia over here too. All names representing, and for everybody here. If I want people to look around and look at this crowd right here. This crowd, this is Venice. White, black, brown, red, affluent, non-affluent, housed, unhoused.
Polka dotted.
You look in there at this board who's making this decision, who's
all white,
putting this motion forward, and they're probably the more homogenized than the milk and Whole Foods.
He's a little bit sprinkle of
Maybe
flavor.
even higher than that. But I'm just so overwhelmed with the situation. It's audacity and it's severe disappointment, because we already know Venice is a very challenging social dynamic here. So to even be disappointed to be even more drastically disappointed, that says a lot, especially from Ira Koslow.
Thank you.
even voted for. I had to muster up all my strength to even vote for him.
I didn't. I said, fuck you.
But this is supposed to be our left. This is supposed to be our progressive resistance, and this is how they do us. Matt, we have other allies on the board as well. Brother Charles right here, thank you for standing with us. And we have a couple more on the board as well too. But Matt is one of the foremost champions of Oakwood. He's always there at the church every Sunday. Yes. And you can see it again. Look at this crowd. We are Matt. We are Matt Fisher. We love Matt Fisher. He's our champion, and we're gonna back him up to the fullest too. And I want to say, when people make a in my letter to the VNC that I emailed out, I made the point of saying, even if some of these allegations against Matt are true, they need
to be brought forward.
Hold on, Dave. So, what's worse, etiquette or impact? You know, one individual representing multitudes, generations, communities that are displaced and marginalized, and they're about to marginalize him and our voice on that board, versus the majority homogenized, white Anglo, new gentrifier, board there, who makes policy after policy, month after month, year after year, to continue the displacement of Black, Brown, Native, and low-income peoples. So who really is the uncivil one? Where is civility? Who's really the civil ones?
No conscience.
I'm really upset too. It's such an egregious abuse of rules. It makes you wonder. It's
fascist.
It's fascist, and it's abuse. And we need to get help to question these people, like the so-called left. And today when we go in there and they try to tell us to be quiet or tell us to be orderly, we don't have to fucking listen to these cats, because they're breaking rules already. So why do we need to follow rules when they don't?
That's right.
Right. So I just want to say that. Use your voice as often, as much as you like. Agitate these motherfuckers all night. You know, they brought the police, but there's only 2 of them. No, I'm saying. I'm joking. Kidding.
Okay.
All right. But point being, just let's assert our voice, and let's not bow down to these people setting the parameters
Hell no.
and when we can speak. And even these so-called left allies of ours who want to limit when and how we speak.
They're causing Trump trauma.
So use your voice, use your heart, and
Trump trauma. Trump trauma. Trump trauma.
So thank you all for speaking. And I just want to say that I don't live in Venice. I've never said that I've lived in Venice. But what I do say is that as an organizer with Culver Palm's Burrito Project for the last 8 years, as an organizer with White People for Black Lives and Street Watch, I've been in Venice for years, building relationships with people that are unhoused. And I don't say that to pat myself on the shoulder. What I mean is that I've been welcomed into this community by both unhoused folks, by people like Laddie Williams and Mike Bravo, and in the last 2 years, gotten to know my big brother, Mr. Matt Fisher.
We love Matt. We love Matt. We love Matt. We love Matt. We love Matt.
We love Matt. We love Matt.
Don't cry. Don't cry, Matt.
I gotta go. Ira gotta go.
All right, let him speak.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. No matter what happens here tonight, I'm gonna keep doing what I did for the past 10 years. Be out there every day. They can't stop me. I'll be back for the next election, even if I go. And I just want to thank you all for showing up. Thank you.
We love you. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Y si nos echan, no regresamos. That's right.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Priya.
Gotta get it on the mic.
I just want to ask a question. Are they going to have a trial without witnesses and without evidence?
You mean they're Trumpies? They're all Trumpies?
Trumpism.
I got a question.
Let's go for the Venice Neighborhood
Did Matt
Circus.
Fisher ever say that he could shoot somebody on Abbot Boulevard and get away with it?
No.
So why are these people who couldn't even get rid of Donald Trump, who call themselves progressives, complaining about anything that Matt Fisher said?
Because they didn't want to get rid of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's right.
Did Matt Fisher ever put feces in the member of a Venice Neighborhood Council president's mailbox as a threat?
No.
No. Ryavec did, and his cronies did. Did Matt Fisher ever put nails in any homeless person's car, their tires? Did Matt Fisher ever smash the windows of any homeless person's vehicle or any resident's vehicle?
Nope.
So who are the out of control, off the hook, ranting and raving, frothing at the mouth enemies of this community? It's not Matt Fisher. It's homeless haters led by the Venice Stakeholders Association.
Boo! Let's go in.
Hi.
Okay.
Don't worry. I met Maddie a few years ago. I met Maddie a few years ago when she and Mark Lipman and Bill somebody another, we crashed a city planners meeting. That's right. And the reason we crashed it is because no invitation was issued to the community. That's right. I've lived in Venice for 32 years and I love it here. Mm-hmm. Why do I love it here? It's because everybody, every type of person is here. Every income group, every ethnicity, every color, every inclination. I love the fact that our community is so varied, and that's something that unfortunately we're losing now. We're losing that diversity. But the point is, Matt Fisher was elected. He's worked very hard. He worked hard even before he was elected. And the fact that there's been a motion to remove him from the board, it's wrong. I don't know what to say. It's wrong. It's ridiculous.
It's illegal.
It's illegal, but nobody is calling him on it because
yes, we are. We're
I know. Okay. Wait. We become a country that doesn't pay attention to the law. I mean, laws are not being what do we call
followed.
It?
Honored?
Yeah, laws are not being obeyed. Yes, and no one is checking on people who are breaking them. And so, to me, this is like an example of that someone who was elected can arbitrarily be kicked off the board.
All right, we gotta.
Yeah, we're gonna go in. All right.
Thank you.
Here.
Make sure everyone votes no on 14A.
Yeah.
No on 14A.
This is this. Pablo.
And and during public comment too.
Hey, one more.
Hey.
Yo.
Go ahead.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
During public comment, feel free to go over the minutes, even if they turn off the mic, because these fuckers don't obey rules. You have to obey rules here.
Watch out, Lydia.
Come over to the side.
When they go low, we go lower. How are you? What do you do when the community's under attack? Rise up. That's right. What do we do when Matt's under attack? Rise up. Fight back. What do we do when one of our own are under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when our community's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when Matt is under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when our neighbor's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when Matt's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when Matt's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when Matt's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when one of our own is under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when our community's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
What do we do when Matt Fisher's under attack?
Rise up, fight back.
We what?
Rise up, fight back.
We what?
Rise up, fight back.
That's right.
I got your speaker card.
Yes. I need a speaker card. This is
Where
Mike's.
are they?
This is Mike's.
It's a dubious claim. By someone who...
Miguel. Hi. Miguel. Where's Miguel? Can you pull out my speaker card?
They don't have any.
They don't have any? Here we go. Here we go.
Just don't turn it on yet.
There you go.
Yes. Hold on, one second. Step down. Ira, step down.
Oh, Ira started it?
Oh yeah, I was out of pocket.
They're not here. They're not here. They're not here. Where's the speaker card? Oh, tonight they're not here. They're coming.
They took the speakers out. Look at. Look at. What is this? Look at.
Delayed by 10 minutes, they said.
Huh?
Speaker cards will be delayed by 10 minutes. No.
Yeah.
Somebody.
What was? They took the.
Sorry. They knew it was.
They took the speakers out. Speaker cards out. Hi, how you doing? Hi. Yeah. I love it. Cop watching the parade. Woo!
They don't usually have this like this much
Yeah,
here.
Yeah. They got the cop watch over here. That's cool. Wow. Wow. Really?
Ira, stand down. You did this to GRBNC.
Wait.
Now you're doing it again.
What a background. This someone.
No speaker card. Wow, that's something.
Hey bro, can you hold that for like a few minutes? The camera's on, so just make sure you don't turn it off. You know?
Okay.
I'll jump to the side.
Yeah.
Trumpers! All these Trumpsters up here.
Oh, hell no. Little pass these out too.
All right.
Where are the speaker cards? Where are the speaker cards? All of a sudden tonight there's less.
Oh my. That's a
They're not going to take it.
We gotta talk sometime over coffee. We gotta talk sometime.
Yeah, but they're
Saved you from a dead battery.
Oh, that's good. We never checked this down phone. I checked it the other day, but thank you. But I don't think it was on. It said it wasn't on. It looks like sometimes it looks like it's on.
No, it's really on. Went past it and I turned around.
Where's Matt?
Ira, step down!
What time does this shit start? What time does it start?
The meeting should start. We don't need no speaker cards. Have us line up. We don't need no speaker cards.
Angry girl. Yeah. Well,
Do you have tobacco? Does anybody have a cigarette? Tobacco?
I think you can man the camera for a little bit. As long as you don't press the buttons on the side or turn it off, you're good, you know. So.
You have to choose to go on alcohol than drugs. If they don't make a choice forcing them to go, it's not going to do us. I'm not an idiot. I'm telling you the honest to God's truth, and you don't like that. Clearly not. Because I'm telling you that you cannot force an addict to stop. They have to choose to stop. My oldest brother is dying of alcohol. Congestive heart and liver failure is 52 years old and still drinking. They make that choice themselves and no one can force them to stop. Ever. You cannot force them to stop. They'll go through your rehab program and they will get out and continue to use because that is their choice. Now, Dick Families. Good. I'm all right. I can't complain.
Here.
Fill it out, guys.
Read that.
Can't do it on the same one. Speaker cards here.
Because like I said, you cannot force an addict to quit. That is a choice that they make. My mom and dad put my brother in at least 50 fucking rehabs in the 33 years that I've been alive. And he's still drinking. He's been in and out of rehab my whole life. 52 years old, just went to jail for his third DUI in a month. They put my second brother in prison for 2 fucking years for using methamphetamine and threatening to kill his sister and his children. Guess what he's out doing again? Smoking fucking meth at mom and dad's house. Didn't stop him. Jail didn't stop him. Rehab didn't stop him. You're not going to force somebody to quit unless they fucking want to. And that's the sad reality. You cannot force anyone to do anything. And you're trying to take Americans' fucking rights to do what they want to do with their body and their life away from them, and that's not right either. You're gonna have to get this. My fucking storage is full. Still got to do it.
also the one on the agenda that they're trying to do no sitting or sleeping within 500 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's sit right here, walk our ass down here with all of our stuff, work on the fucking beach every day. Y'all realize
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Venice Neighborhood Council.
Kicked off for a second.
Just a couple of minutes. If you would like to.
Oh, that's still on. That's good. Okay, yeah, sometimes people like go on. Okay.
They're on the back.
Wait, leave him here. No, but leave him here. Girl, I'm not leaving. But you about to walk. I'm not leaving. I have a check. You can take it.
I'm calling the meeting of the Venice Neighborhood Council to order at 7:12 about. And the meeting will be called to order in memory of Orson Bean. And we want to remember Kobe Bryant and others who lost their lives in the helicopter crash. Judy Goldman has a statement from Orson's wife that she will read for her now. Please give her your attention.
Allie Bean asked me to speak for her tonight. She says she's very sorry she can't be here. Your honoring, she says, I'm very sorry I can't be here tonight for your honoring of my husband, Orson Bean. Orson strongly supported my coastal advocacy work with Root, like Citizens Preserving Venice. He was very proud of my volunteer work, despite the significant time involved. And he was truly impressed with and appreciated the passion and commitment of all of us fighting for the special coastal community of Venice and its very special, diverse community. Love to all, and thank you, Allie.
Okay, thank you. If it's all right,
yeah, hell yeah! Hell
this win and the work he's doing is great. He's an advocate for the homeless and he cares about Venice. Not only does he care about Venice, he cares about the environment. He cares about people.
Please sit down.
Keep it up, keep going.
I said it 3 times.
Say it 6. Don't start. Then move away. Well, move away. Go ahead and do it.
Dear Creator, we are here today in a good way to ask that you lift up the hearts of the heavy, narrow-minded, and hard-headed people because they're about to make a great mistake. The only voice creator of the people who are not housed, the people who need support, the people who need a sandwich, the people who need love and compassion. Creator Matt Fisher is the only one on this board. You're interrupting.
Hey, stop interrupting.
Amen. I don't say amen, but you're going to say a ho. Creator, we ask that you bless every single person who sacrificed to be here. We ask that you bless every single person who supported everyone to be here. We ask that you bless every single person to make the right decision about all people. 4 directions in this land, in this globe, and we're all connected. If you are not the original person from this land, known as Yagna, on this side of town, Yagna, then you are a settler. I'm a settler. My people are from Sinaloa, Creator. We ask that you bless every single person who filled out a yellow piece of paper, who are thinking about outing our relative here. Change their minds. Have them open up their heart. Have them open up their mind. Have them open up the spirit. Let Creator, let humanity return to our home, our beloved Venice. Aho.
Woo!
Okay, thank you for your public comment.
That wasn't a public comment. That wasn't a public comment.
Demeanor of this crowd. We
These guys are on the right, where most of the haters are at, you know? So like, he might get some good little... This guy, how he keeps coming back and forth talking to the cops or whoever he's talking to, you know? Or even serving these cops over here.
That it's protected by the first.
I mean, just remember, you know, like...
So, we have a correction on the agenda. Somehow we left out public comment.
Thank you for being, I appreciate it.
Not on the agenda. So, 7, 8. 7, J. So 7, J.
Separate from the first amendment. Still freedom of religion. Protected by the first amendment.
Thank you. I know you're kidding me because everybody's screaming. It's not my problem.
Enunciate. You need to enunciate better.
Okay, your problem is Matt talks out of turn. What? We can't hear you in back.
Ira, enunciate.
All these illegal people up here that you are.
Put the
Come
mic
on.
in your mouth.
You stop gagging on the mic.
So,
Your roll call order is just unanimous. Whenever you're unanimous. Yeah.
is there anybody who opposes approving the agenda? One. Okay. That's good. One. Oh, one.
We oppose that agenda?
Yeah.
We oppose that agenda?
Yeah.
We oppose that agenda?
Yes.
We oppose that agenda?
Yes.
We oppose that agenda?
Yes.
I have to do roll call, so.
We oppose roll call?
Robertson.
Yes. We oppose roll call? Yes. We oppose roll call? Yes. We oppose roll call? Yes. We oppose this board? Yes. We oppose you, Ira? Yes. We oppose you, Francisco? Yes. We oppose you, your ass? Yes.
Oh, not you. Not you. Not you. Yeah.
Who put the harassment right here?
I'm not filming you.
That's the homie, dog.
I don't care.
I'm not filming you.
Okay, stand up. Don't put that camera on my face. I don't give a fuck about who he is.
Huh?
Look who they're harassing. Look who they're harassing.
Don't touch him. Put your fingers in. Don't touch him.
Minutes from the December meeting. Motion. Okay. Thank you. Any corrections, comments on the minutes from the last meeting? In December, January, we had a retreat, so we have no minutes from that. Thank you. Declaration of ex parte communications, conflicts of interest. That's a part where if you've spoken to somebody on any of the agenda items, you mention that you spoke with them. Alex, who isn't here, speaks with everyone on the Lupic projects. And the conflicts of interest have to do with making money off of one of the motions or within 500 feet of your property for Lupic. And could we have those you don't have to, those you have to recuse yourself, conflicts of interest. So are there any, Chip?
I had several conversations with people along the alleyway of Sunset, the property owners there on both sides of the alley. I also had conversations with several of the neighborhoods around the MTA site.
Any conversations with homeless people?
Thank you. Any others?
Whatever you
Where did the conversations come from?
Exactly.
Don't say you had conversations. Give us names. And the right has, the accuser has the right to face the accuser. Don't be talking about no names. You had names. I could have names down the street from the paperboard. Tell them, Kevin. Adam. They don't even know you. They don't know the community. Man, come on. I could have had names from the paperboard down the street. Name Arnold. So who you talking about? Is anybody there? No. You guys care about it? Who you guys talking about? Who you talking about? I've been in the courtroom of law. Kevin, I've been in the courtroom of law and going to face my accuser. I've never been able to face my accuser. Come on, who are you talking about? Give us names.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? You're also ACAB to the you know what the fuck are you asking me?
Walk up on me.
Not your ass. I didn't put my hands on him. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Oh shit.
Did Darren stole your wallet?
This is all your fault. This is all your fault, Ira. It's all your fault, Ira. Yes, it's all your fucking fault. Yeah. It's what happens tonight. It's on you, Ira. This is all you. And everybody else will fucking vote for that at AdCom. All your fault.
street every day. I watch him. I can show you guys videos. Nobody pays this guy. Nobody pays this guy. Fucking assholes that weren't even fucking born here, and you're fucking disrespect. Good disrespect. What high school did you go to? What elementary school did you go to? Did you go to any elementary school?
You think everything's a threat? Yeah.
Guys, if you quiet down, we'll get to motion 6, which you're all here for, and all you're doing is delaying it because you don't want to know the actual facts. Okay, we're up to number 6. I understand, but I'll hold it this way. I tried. All right. For the removal of Matt Fisher, number 6, I'm going to
thank you.
Microphone over to you, Harrison. Go on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's never like that, Mark.
Hey, Mike, if everybody's singing, we won't be able to hear it on tape. You know?
Right. Yeah.
We're going to have to do this.
Yeah.
I think that the like civil distress, as beautiful as it is, I just feel like we're going to have to do this eventually. And right now it's just making this party look unfriendly.
Yeah.
Really, so you guys just need to like cool it and let us get on.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like I said.
Bruno's not here.
So when the steam pops, you get the rest core. It's already cooling off already. So even without organizing. But that's the thing, bro. Too, like it. When we assert our boundaries, all of a sudden we know like people keep pushing the line. At some point, you know what I'm saying.
The
so
burden isn't on you. But
yeah,
saying, like,
no. But even her too. The over here blaming him for it, dude. People are mad, dude. Because
Christian Reed for that out there. You just have to the burden isn't on you.
Yeah.
The burden isn't on you to keep it simple. But the burden is on you to look good. You guys have awesome shit to say. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. 6. I'm going to ask that people please respect all the people who are here. And that's not respect. Shouting out is not respect. I'm going to ask everyone. Everyone will respect everyone. Everyone will have their right to speak. But if you continue to interrupt the meeting, you will lose your right to speak.
Never.
The meeting, you need to respect the process. You need to.
Where's the evidence in this trial?
Now, I'm going to call on Ira, who's making the motion. Thank you. The motion is the VNC board removes Matt Fisher as a board officer.
Yeah.
Section 9.
That's an abusive process.
Recall Ira. Recall Ira.
Out of order. That's not order. That's an abuse of the process. The violence of bylaws.
Community and the people's choice that man state voted for.
He's got to do it. I said before. Everyone will respect every speaker or they will be removed.
Against democracy.
No, democracy allows you to speak. I will have you removed if you disrupt the meeting. I will give you a certain right. You've had a certain amount of latitude up to this point, but it stops.
We got our right, and we're not going to give away.
Yelling at people and interrupting meeting is not a right.
The right of people to rise up when their leaders are oppressing them, abusing their constitutional rights, subverting the written agreements they have made with the public, taxing us, abusing us, arresting us unlawfully. Thank you.
All right. Again, anyone who continually interrupts the meeting will be escorted out. Right. And by the way, we do not help your cause.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't. Now, please, I'm going to recall on Ira to bring the motion. Everybody was waiting for some evidence. Right?
Yes.
And therefore, you're interrupting the only person that's going to give the first bit of evidence. So you don't really want to hear it. So if you want to hear it, you will be quiet. It's logical. But anyway, that's beside the point. So shall we remove? Officers shall be removed for any arbitrary, capricious, or discriminatory reason. Removal of a board officer requires a 2/3 vote of the board officers present and voting at a meeting. That's what we're dealing with now. Section 5, remove any officer whenever the best interests of the VNC serve.
I motion we remove Ira.
Which is very honorable and admirable, and nothing that happens here tonight will stop him from helping the homeless. He was on the Now, let's go through some of the evidence as per.
Start with the Thibodeau giving us the finger.
And Jim Muras.
And Jim Muras. Let's get the evidence out here of what decorum is called in this meeting.
First of all,
when Jim Muras is giving people a finger.
Right here.
Where's the evidence of that in this hearing?
Again, if anyone continues to interrupt the meeting, they will be escorted out. If you really want to present your point of view, respect all of the speakers.
What is that, a Windows 97?
Okay, number one, is this helping the Venice Neighborhood Council? Is it
Yes.
What's all the tapes? Who's got the tapes? This is an allegation of people on the board who
Most of them real quick.
these people removed from the board because of a specious claim. Who made that?
It's not specious.
There's the name. Okay, let's go.
You can't prove a negative. That's just logical. It's a comment on Facebook, dude.
Come on. I'm dressing in front of the camera.
Right now, everybody is talking about how much good he does, and I guess he does.
That's not me, Ira. You cannot.
Diane, I really don't. It's coming from your. All right, that's your chance. You'll have a chance to talk, to say that you didn't say all 7 things I have that you said. Screwing over the homeowners of Venice. I get it.
That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
It's not hearsay.
It's hearsay.
Again, sir.
No, yeah, I mean, it's totally frivolous, and it's almost laughable.
What is this?
Exactly. And why wasn't it, whatever it was, why wasn't it posted 4 days ago?
All right, I got 3 different, sorry, this is an emergency, and I was told that I never answered him. I answered all three of these, telling him that these are charges for the police or the district attorney, not the city attorney who deals with our yeah. All right, now, no, down. Well, you can think anything you want. All right. Now, I was sending back to Matt very cut and dried answers, starting with we are addressing. My wife, who was a teacher, came back to me and said, say something nice. That's how you always start. And started saying, so I added, I'm sorry that you are so upset. I got three of those things, and here's what I got back. I think it says it, one. All right. No, I think it's up. The one where he says, how dare you say that?
Wow, God. Yeah. Right.
How's this for clear, Ira? How's this for clear?
I'm going to get to that. Thank you. Concerning questions, I must be at the top.
Wow, this is like.
This is why I'm not an attorney.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, here. This is what it was. So,
5, 6,
in answer to that,
7,
I'm sorry I was saying.
8, 9.
I'm not upset. Please don't make false accusations or slander me. So he took the fact that
I cut out anyway, though.
Just letting you know.
Oh, congratulations, by the way. I'm glad you're feeling well to coming up to vote.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's it. Go back to another one. No, go back to another one.
So this lady right now who came up to me, she's had a baby like last week. She wasn't even supposed to be here, but all of a sudden she's here to show. And some of our people who are supposed to be here aren't here to vote. So it's all good. We're keeping tabs.
We had a professional mediator at the retreat. Everybody was invited months in advance. People, not everybody. The retreat came to the social hour, and has nothing to do with the retreat, and is technically illegal. My stakeholders and everyone I talk to view this as a taxpayer fraud. So now our retreat, is this helping our image? Is this something to help the best interests? No.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
So he never came to the retreat. All he did was demean us. Now, at the AdCom meeting that everybody's passing around, and there are those of you who were there who will be lying about this, yes, at the end of the AdCom meeting, I held up the middle finger, I didn't give it to anybody, and I said, is this the correct way to act? And those of you that were at the meeting are lying now to yell at me to say that I gave someone the finger. I'm sorry. That's okay. You can do it. I was flagging what was wrong. I didn't say that to anybody. So you can do whatever you want. I'm telling the truth. Next. I don't know. It's not for once. That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
Sir? All right. The other thing is Matt wanted to be chair of the homeless committee. And part of it was the fact that he accuses another board member of being, quote, a fake homeless person. What is a fake homeless person?
Wow.
The other thing is he accuses Spy of abusing children and teenagers. When you accuse Spy, what they are, the provider for the bridge housing. So how can someone from the board be on the homeless committee when he thinks that Spy is not the right place because they are abusing children? That's the other thing. So that's part of that reason. Again, why is Matt on here? I know none of you believe that. Oh, yeah, just I want the lawyer letter.
This guy lost it.
We got a letter from his attorney that said that Matt has a whistleblower suit against $1 billion company that they're begging him to quit, and that the same thing is going to happen to us. So what we take from all of this is that there's a way to make money by joining a company and blowing whistles. The problem is that all of the whistles that Matt blows when they are evidenced, nothing has come of it. So I will now end just to say that I'm looking at the best interest of the Venice Neighborhood Council. And the fact that we have somebody who sits on the council giving the finger to everyone on the board, yelling at them, threatening
with no proof. Come on.
Committee chairs. You can keep holding up those signs. That's good. We have every meeting.
Actually, you don't, because it cuts off every like 5 minutes.
Again, I need you all to stop yelling. No. You can weigh all you want. I will have you escorted if we cannot have a civil meeting.
You're violating the bylaw. If we don't shout out, we're not
All right, the motion has been made and seconded. The next item of business is to give Matt time to respond.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Alright, guys. First off, Ira sent 3 reasons for removal, but only to me, which I shared with all of you, and of course, stakeholders shared on Facebook before I even had them. None of those reasons were really presented. Only a couple were. First, his Facebook post is freedom of speech. You can't do anything about that. He said you got a letter from my attorney. You did not get a letter from my attorney. You got an email from a stakeholder that just happened to share some articles that I was in. You have no proof of this being my attorney. You just, that's a baseless lie right there. The retreat was nothing to mediate. I sent an email saying I'm not coming. I've never talked about mediate. You just said I said mediate, and that was obviously not in the email. The homeless committee thing, the thing with Charles and Spy, I'm going off Google reviews and what they said, and that was after the homeless committee, after you took it away, after you congratulated me, and George Francisco congratulated me over text message, which I have, and which you would not print up, which I asked you to do, which you were inclined to do, as you are to provide all rules to the public and the board members. We can't decide this if they don't have the reasons. This whole thing is one huge Brown Act violation. But, you know, literally you have nothing. I want to see a picture of my middle finger, Ira. You can't even see me from down there, but you said you saw me.
We got one of you though, Ira.
Yeah, there are plenty of you doing it. You say sexist. I'm not going to talk about what you did. This is about... Basically, this whole thing is against the rules, and it's very blatant that this is a personal issue. I've been trying to work this out with you since the beginning of the term. I've sent you many emails. You returned 3. You happen to show the 3 you returned. Great. You didn't show the other 100 that you didn't return, including the cease and desist when you're talking about removing me for no reason in June before our first meeting. Now, Christian Reed just got up and started screaming and yelling, but that was completely cool. But what I do, because who I stand up for, is not.
Yep. There's a word for that.
Nothing you said was only reasons, Ira. The city attorney never contacted me as required. There was no due process as required. We didn't follow one single rule with this.
You got the accuser, the moderator, the kangaroo court.
All right. We're now going to move to public comment. Pursuant to our usual rules, it'll be for 1 minute per speaker. George will, I'm going to call out 3 names and line up so we can make this more efficient. First will be Alice Steck, then Lydia Ponce, and Chris Tuber.
I strongly oppose this motion. I voted for Matt Fisher. As you can see, I am not a woman of color. I've been in Venice for 22 years. I'm a homeowner. I have a decent income, although I think if I moved to Venice now, I couldn't afford it. And I voted for Matt because I knew he would represent the most disadvantaged people here, the people that I'm interested in, and the people that I think are part of Venice. Now the question is, what is to the benefit of the Venice Neighborhood Council? I think the Neighborhood Council should think, what are they doing for Venice? The entire legitimacy of the Neighborhood Council is under question here. And Ira, I'm very disappointed in you. I know you to be a much better person. Why? How did you get manipulated into sponsoring this motion?
Yeah.
Lydia Ponce.
Excuse me for 1 second, I'm sorry. I'm going to be doing the timing because the clock is not
Lydia Ponce addressing some of you and most of you that are fascist. My idea of democracy and my idea, go ahead and take my picture, get my good side, I'm really cute inside. Yeah. And my idea of diplomacy isn't ruled, nor my rights ruled by this body. Because you don't even know who I am, nor do you care. You wish that I would go away. However, I'm here to say, we're still here, us indigenous, and you violated my rights, my federal rights to pray when you interrupted me with the Pledge of Allegiance. Matt needs to stay because he represents everyone that you don't. You don't even pray for us. You don't have the decency, those of you who go to temple or church or even agape and pretend to be namaste. So what I'm going to tell you right now, if this goes down, you just gave a whole room of witnesses for Matt to win a lawsuit. If it's not personal, and if it's supposed to be professional, why do we have pictures of you two flipping people off? Why? Why is it okay for him, Trump Jr., Riovac, to have lawsuits and lose every single one and still be sitting there? I don't understand your idea of democracy and fair and just. Because the people that I know simply need compassion and a sandwich and a good word. And I'm not going to speak for a minute. I'm going to take 30 seconds extra. Because you know what? I fucking deserve it. I deserve it.
That's right. Yeah.
You don't make me afraid. You don't make me anything except for disgusting.
I'm a homeowner. I've lived in Venice for 40 years. And when I heard about attempts to remove Matt Fisher, I came, I read the agenda. There were links on the agenda which only went to, that did not work. And then, when I sent a note to the Venice Council, an email, and they got it. All it said was what we did. Then they said that the Venice Council could remove a member. They did not give any of the information, any of the accusations. None of the information was there. I'd like to point out that there are members of the Venice Council who moved to have planter boxes set on the sidewalks of our community, and in violation of the building codes, the other codes, laws of this country, including the ADA Act. They knew that it was illegal. They talked to others, and in so doing, created a conspiracy, which is a felony. And the Venice Council has not done anything about that. They have allowed him to have his voice.
All right, thank you. That's time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's time.
I oppose the removal of Matt Fisher. Those breaking the laws of our country.
All right, next to Robert George, Lydia N., and Jacob Wuchu.
Who are not supporters of Matt Fisher, if you are on the fence about this, I want you to read this, to hear this quote. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That's from Desmond Tutu, who was an anti-apartheid act, famous worldwide. I have a feeling that most of you are probably in favor of apartheid. I want to say, the municipal code 39.5.5A states that city officials shall not misuse or attempt to misuse their positions to create or attempt to create a private advantage or disadvantage, financial or otherwise, for any person by attempting to railroad Matt Fisher. Board members voting yes on this motion are violating this municipal code. All of the allegations that you have, like, once again, our free speech. For instance, in law, if you are going to criticize me for saying something like the Venice Neighborhood Council, screw it over, keep going. Keep going. It's not true. Keep going.
My name's Lydia. I'm a UCLA law student and a member of the Westside LA Tenants Union. I'm here to ask
ask you to not remove Matt Fisher from the council. I hear that you're saying that you think it's in the best interest of the council to remove him. I ask you to really think about what does it mean. What is the best interest of the council? What is the point of the council? Is the point to have really nice, like little social gatherings that aren't interrupted by a mean email, or is the point to really do the best for the members of Venice who voted you in and who are expecting you? I didn't know a lot about neighborhood councils until recently. I understand that you're elected to represent the constituents who really are here entrusting you to put the 10 seconds part. Thank you. And so what I would really hope is that you think about best interest not in terms of, oh, I want to be comfortable, I want to have all my friends on the board, but best interest in terms of really thinking about what the residents of Venice are asking you to do. It's your time.
Thank you very much.
That doesn't really feel like you're here listening to me right now. I hear you very much.
Keep going. No, yeah, go. Finish. 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 Finish.
Hi, my name is Jacob. I'm a member of the West Side Los Tenants Union. I thought this was going to be ridiculous coming in tonight, right? Like, I was like, okay, why are they trying to remove this guy? He seems like a pretty good dude. I had no idea the shit you were going to do, dude. I mean, your presentation was so bad and so hard to follow. Like, learn how to use a fucking computer before you do this first. But come on, it's really clear that he has nothing. This is like a little personal beef, a little Facebook comment, and they're trying to remove this guy to a board position that he was elected to. It's outrageous. It's a threat to our democracy. Mark Ryback, dude, I've heard of you. You're like a cartoon villain. You're such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're such a piece of shit. Trying to stop homeless people from having decent housing near here. You are such a piece of shit, man. And Ira, you and Christian, you should be embarrassed. You're like a little kid right in front of your cops.
Hello.
Tell him.
I grew up
Tell
here.
him.
My family's lived here 3 generations that don't include me, and I hardly see any of you guys. I see that all the time. Out there, like, actually giving a fuck about the constitution.
We're at work. We're at work.
So are we.
It's just condescending, man. Like, you know that he's...
Christian, please. They're hiding behind their walls.
I wasn't, no, it went off.
Hey, Nippy boy, choke yourself with your time.
You have 30 seconds left. You have 30 seconds left.
I just think this is ridiculous. Like, he represents me. I'm going to vote for him again. All these people are going to vote for him again. This isn't why the neighborhood council exists. And I just wish you would rethink what you're doing.
My name is Beth Allen, and I voted for Matt, as did all of us that voted for him. He was duly elected by the citizens and residents of this community. If you vote him out, you're overreaching here, you all. You have no right to take away our vote. He hasn't. You haven't proved this, Jim. You haven't proved this, Ira. You showed no evidence up here today whatsoever. An email? An email that you couldn't even find in there? It's a joke.
Anybody
It's a
can
joke.
make an email.
You're making a travesty of this. You really are. And look, we voted for him. We have a right to have our representative on this board. You don't have a right to tell us who should represent us. Amen. Yeah. What a shame.
Good evening. My name is Adam Smith. I oppose this motion. If you all want to vote on this motion, do it on merit. A comment on a post of Councilmember Bonin's from Matt's personal Facebook account, regardless of whatever the fuck he says, is protected speech and has no bearing on this board. You want to vote on this motion, do it on merit. Someone signing into Venice Update to comment can use any name they want. Ask Mark Ryovic and his planter planting pals. You want to vote on this motion, do it on merit. You can not like Matt. It's quite apparent that you don't. You can disregard the good work that Matt does in this community, but you can't say that this vote is about the best interests of the Venice Neighborhood Council unless those interests run counter to those of the community that voted for Matt. You can vote on this motion, but you're telling on yourself.
Thank you. Our next speakers will be Ingrid Mueller, Laddie Williams, and Lisa Redmond.
Hello. Is anybody paying attention? I have an idea for new bylaws. I think on the board, on the Venice Neighborhood Council board, should never again in the following years sit people that are connected and make their living on design, architecture, and especially
No.
Hi, I'm not Laddie Williams, but I have to leave, so she let me take her place. I do have a speaker card. I'm Naomi Nightingale. I was one of the original members of helping to start the grassroots Venice Neighborhood Council. And that council really was organized for the people, by the people, and about the people. And so when we talk about what's in the best interest of Venice Neighborhood Council, we're not talking about the board members that sit here, we're talking about the people that you should be representing. Matt Fisher was voted and represents a constituency. And as I can see, because I sit on very many boards and commissions, that there has not been a due process in this involvement here. So if you're going to go through this process, make it transparent. 10 seconds. Make it legal and allow the kind of participation from the community that he represents to be heard. Thank you.
Ira, last week at the AdCom meeting, you promised that the evidence would be published with the agenda, and it wasn't. How can the public expect any transparency? There's none shown here. And even if your evidence was good, which it's not, because my name was used all last week and fake comments everywhere, it's false. It can't be acceptable. And in your rush to get to number 9 in the bylaws, you totally skipped over number 8, which is censure. Why can't you give somebody a slap on the wrist if you had decent evidence before just booting them? It was too much of a rush to number 9 in the bylaws and skipped over 8.
Thank you. Our next speakers will be Laddie Williams, Colleen Saw, and Shep Stern.
I don't need a mic. You guys know that you're wrong. Ira, you did this to GRVNC and caused Tisha Bedrosian to go to an early grave. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. This is not a place where you guys represent yourself. You're supposed to be representing us. We voted for Matt. Not all of you on the board. We voted for Matt. So how is it, Trump, that you're going to get rid of Matt because he doesn't do or say what you want him to do? This is 2020, Trump. And all you guys who are with him. I want to say thank you to you and this other young man for having the courage to vote against the 4 of you who didn't have the underpants on to have the information
10 seconds.
To let the community know why you were doing it. You're wrong and you know you're wrong. All of you who want
That's 1 minute. Thank you.
The one who wants to
That's
be
1 minute.
here
Thank you.
Yeah.
And he does come to everything.
All right. Thank you, Laddie.
I don't see any of you anywhere.
All right, Laddie. Thank you.
So you guys are wrong, and we're watching. If he sues you, we're his witnesses. Whiten up
Colleen Sorrow. I was on the board. I was chairman of the Oceanfront Walk Committee last term. Please think about what you're voting on. I think there's blame to go all around. Reactions based on action. And if this is partly based on someone being disrespectful and inappropriate at committee meetings, then there's a few of you on this board who did that to me at my committee meetings. So just think about what you're voting on, and maybe you don't want to vote that way. Please have a conscience. I know a few of you people that I'm talking about, and you know who you are. Have a conscience. Let's see that conscience tonight. And contrary to proper belief, Ira and Matt, you guys believe in the same thing. You both want to help the homeless. So I hope y'all can work this out, and I don't think voting is the thing to do right now. Censure would be good.
My name is Shep Stern. I voted for Matt Fisher, and I'm completely appalled by this whole movement tonight to remove him. He speaks truth to power. He walks the walk. And if you want to continue to erode the credibility of this board, keep up the good work. What Gladys said.
Thank you. The next speakers will be David Bush, Rick Garvey, and Steve Williams.
Good evening, board. First of all, I would like to ask that every one of you who might have been offended by my speaking out an abusive process here tonight, that you apologize first, since you were the first ones to go out of process, put this on the agenda without the proper notice of evidence to the public. When an elected body violates its own rules, I read somewhere about a group of folks that had a tea party once. Threw the tea over the side of the boat because their elected officials weren't listening to them. I really apologize that I said a few words. Unfortunately, I don't have a bunch of tea today to throw overboard. The weak thing to do tonight is to vote to fire Matt Fisher.
10
it's
seconds.
undemocratic. The strong thing to do tonight is to consider a censure, put a motion up for that. Let's see how many of you have the backbone for that, or a dismissal. Do them both. Thank you. If you've got the courage.
Hi, I'm Rick Garvey, also voted for Matt, 25-year resident, landlord, live right around the corner. I was not able to attend the AdCom meeting. I watched the video, and I watched every single speaker in the room speak their support of Matt, and then I watched you vote him down. And I really did expect there to be quite a bit of evidence presented tonight, and what I saw presented, even if it was poorly presented, I thought the evidence itself was poor. I wanted on the record, and Rita, you can attest to this, I myself have had people make comments on the Venice update under my name that I didn't make. I asked Rita to check it out, and she did, and she removed those comments. I'm not surprised the same thing happens to Matt. I feel like it's either a personal issue between you guys and Matt, or it's an ideological issue. Because I feel like Matt supports the homeless in this town, and you people don't. And I think 14 and 14B, also on the agenda tonight, also will prove that point. And Christian, I work for a living too, and I see Matt all the time while I'm working.
1 minute, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve Williams, and I voted for Matt, and I'm against his unwarranted dismissal. I don't really see any evidence of anything he did that actually would trigger removal in this way. It looks like a really weak case, and I think people will be looking at this very closely if you proceed to move forward with this. I also don't see any attempt at any real hearted attempt at mediation or conflict resolution with him. You know, that email you showed that he said was kind of BS, there wasn't really even discussion in mediation, it doesn't really hold a lot of water. So I think you have to show that you really made an attempt to get through this with him rather than just throw him off the committee. Speaking of which, with the VNC, I think there are far worse corruptions at play, as somebody alluded to here, with the Land Use Planning Committee, largely comprised of architects and developer interests. George Francisco, we know, and his developer buddies, as quoted in his emails. You know, let's look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next speakers will be Mike Bravo, People of California, and Eileen Archibald.
My brother, Ira, I'm very disappointed, bro. I don't know what you're thinking. And, you know, it's obviously it's meritless. You know, and I'm just really hurt because, you know, like, I have a lot of patience. And I really deep my heart, all you guys on the board, too. George, all you guys, you know what I mean? I really have in my heart that you guys can be better people and not continue to come out against the church, against equity, against these critical racial, economic issues in our neighborhood. I really do, you know, you guys disappoint me. And I'm glad I say to remind people too, it's, these people have businesses, you know, we can boycott this, you know, there could be repercussions to this, you know, so I'm sorry I lost the words. You guys are just really disappointing, all of you guys, not all of you guys.
That side.
Hello. Yes, now. People of California. I've lived in Venice since 1974. I saw the abuse of process, the breakdown of democracy, which turned the grassroots Venice Neighborhood Council into an unrepresentative body like this one. It's disgusting. So I don't show up to your elections because the rules are written in a very discriminatory and exclusive manner. But Matt speaks for me, and I'm glad he does. And I hope that you guys will not purge his voice from your body. He is an important member of this community and an important member of this body. Now, you're not supposed to do things that are arbitrary or capricious. The things you're accusing him of seem to be things that many of you are guilty of. This guy flips off the crowd at the planning committee. And in fact, the idea that he gave out someone's address, you should have proof of that. If it occurred in a
Stop
meeting,
interrupting.
otherwise you would have heard it, right? It would be on.
That's 1 minute. Thank you.
You don't have to stop, dude. Keep going. Finish. Say what you gotta say, dude. Say what you gotta say, dude. Fuck that, dude.
I gotta say, this is seriously problematic the way you're doing this tonight. And it seems basically criminal in the sense that what he was telling you in some of those emails was that you're breaking the rules. Robert's rules, serial meetings.
My name's Eileen Archibald, and I voted for Matt Fisher. I've been in Venice since 1974. I was homeless when I came to Venice. I'm a licensed therapist. I just retired from 37 years in mental health. I'm certified in conflict resolution. I'm appalled that the legal things that I'm seeing going on here. And I request that the board delay any vote on this motion. It appears to be a blatant, illegal removal of Matt, a Brown Act violation. You do need conflict resolution. Each person on the board, there is no evidence. It's all arbitrary. It was not presented to us with any of this in a legal manner.
10 seconds.
I may take more.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The truth is being spoken by a lot of us, and people have a hard time with the truth.
That's 1 minute. Thank you.
I want a copy of all evidence, and I ask that the board delay any motion until the evidence is presented.
There is no
which
evidence.
also includes
Thank you.
IP search of the
No, come on, really? Really? Wow, really? Really? Wow.
The next speakers are, I can't read this last name. It looks like Edward Ferrer, Judy Goldman, and Bert Fallow.
My name is Ira Koslow, and I've been in Venice a long time. And actually, I was in your job. When I voted for Matt, I didn't know who he was. Now that I do know who he is, I think he's an asset to the board. I think as earlier was said, that if you want to make the board obsolete or just irrelevant, you can do what you're doing. I think it's really sad. And so I'm basically here to vote against it. Hi, Ira.
So this is a real travesty of justice, and it's a sad day for Venice that I can sit in front of you, people who I'd like to be able to respect, and watch some of you smirk. I know some of you have already decided what you're going to vote is. You're not going to vote based on evidence. You're going to vote based on how you feel about the political issues, the ideological issues that are behind this. And if you do vote, I think you're making a terrible mistake, and I think this will be a terrible tragedy, and it's going to take years for Venice to recover from this kind of terrible event that's basically a kangaroo court. I ask you, please, table this, find a reasonable, responsible process, a decent, empathic, human process to resolve this personality issue between some of you, these ideological issues, and stop this ridiculous circus.
Yeah.
The next speakers will be Yolanda Gonzalez, Rita Moser, and Helen Fowle.
Dun 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 dun.
Voy a hablar en español para que entiendan mejor y después lo voy a traducir en inglés. Le suplico a este. Well, we were supposed to have translation, but it's not here. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Lleven esto a través de una mediación, porque aquí encontramos con gente que están verdaderamente muy disgustadas. Esto va a ocasionar un problema para todos nosotros. He sido parte de este grupo ya 24 años. Y les voy a decir una cosa, es la primera vez y soy muy fuerte porque me siento verdaderamente temblando en la reacción que esta junta se está llevando a cabo.
10 seconds.
I'm going to say it in English what I said. I've been part of this neighborhood council for 24 years. I was one of the founders.
That's 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I was part of the body that changed the charter. And I've been a contributor to this community for a long time. I got away for a little while because I was getting very sick from trying to go out and save peoples and see the problems that we had in this community. And it's affecting me. And I should be leaving. But I'm going to let you know that this should go through mediation, a proper mediation, to the city attorney, which I have done for and been through, because this will really, really cause a serious problem, not only for all of you, but it's going to cause a problem for all of us.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Yeah. Thank you, Yolanda. Gracias.
My name is Rita Moser. I've never seen a meeting like this in Venice, and I've been here longer than most of you.
That's right. Say Venice. Woo woo. You're welcome. Sorry, Rita. Sorry.
Come on, let her speak.
Sorry.
Matt Fisher took a video of me in a meeting, a neighborhood meeting. And in that, he referred to me as a racist because I used two words, cultural and ethnicity. I asked you to look these words up. It has nothing to do with
Context. And actually, it was me who said it, not him. He just posted it.
Please. Racism. Anyway, I don't mind someone calling me names or anything. But what we're talking about is freedom of speech, which is so important for each of us. And I ask you to think of that. Are we lacking freedom of speech here tonight?
10 seconds.
Is Matt being denied his freedom of speech? Is Matt being denied his freedom of speech? So you deny
So
his.
this is what I'm saying. I don't care what people call me.
Let her speak, Mr. Bush. Let her speak.
I think I've said enough. We on the board, you people on the board, you people in the committee, have a right to speak your piece. Thank you. It's guaranteed in the Constitution.
Helen Fallon. I have a slightly different take on freedom of speech. I think it has to be accompanied by civility. And every one of the board members here signed a code of conduct.
Mr. Bush, please. This is the last time. We understand your position. You're welcome to the position. You've expressed it multiple times. Please don't interrupt other speakers.
Every member of this board signed a code of conduct. You couldn't serve on the board unless you agreed to those rules. In fact, if you refuse to sign it, you don't get to sit up here. So every one of you signed that.
Yep. Don't forget to point that way too. Point that side too.
Continuously uncivil behavior. And I believe interrupting is rude. And that's kind of the point here. I wish that, Ira, you had called in Empower and the Dunn people to explain the code of conduct, because everyone's supposed to be following it. If there are other board members who aren't following it, then they need to be disciplined too eventually.
There you go. How about disciplining these guys?
Right now, and in this moment, Matt has repeatedly been disruptive, and his followers have been disruptive, and I think that points out the problem. We're lacking civility here, and that has to be enforced.
Where's the evidence for that?
Okay, you can put over there too. All your boys over there. All your people over in the corner.
How's this for civility?
You can point in that direction too. Don't forget those guys.
So I'm
fucking
David
bullshit.
Ewing,
Fucking bullshit.
Long-time resident. I did not vote for Matt Fisher. I voted for one of you guys. And when I came here, I went to the AdCom meeting, and I did not get a good feeling from it. It felt like the decision had already been made, and nobody was going to get talked out of it. When several people brought up the idea of mediation, it was dismissed. I will say there are people on this board who have done things. First of all, I just got to say, when I came here tonight, I thought there must be something here that I don't know about. There must be items that are really persuasive. Ira, you got nothing. You really have nothing. And you've got other board members here.
10 seconds.
Mr. Thibodeau threatened a constituent with legal action for opposing him in a city hearing just last week.
That's 1 minute.
Mark Ryavik published my address and called for people to go camp on my lawn. Jim Murais could in the room. None of those things are reasons to kick somebody off the board who's doing good work. Thank you very much.
All right, our next speakers will be Pat Raphael, Kalani Whittington, and Carol Royce Wilder, and Robin Murez. Are any of those four folks here? Pat Raphael, Kalani Whittington, Carol Royce Wilder, or Robin Murez?
I'm Kalani Whittington. Some of you know me. I'm an active West Side stakeholder. I do not live in Venice. I've always thought it was too dangerous. And from what I see here tonight, it's certainly not enticing me to move here anytime soon. What I'm asking, I do agree with the sensible woman who asked for code of conduct and civility, because that is what we need, not in this community, just this community, but in the world as a whole. I noticed many homeless rights activists here. They've invaded some of my neighborhood council meetings that I've attended.
Invaded? 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 What kind of colonizing bullshit is that?
I'm not a realtor.
Wow.
Let me tell you what I am. I am an indigenous person who is also disabled, but I strive to want more than just a sandwich, okay?
She didn't get a minute to speak. No, she didn't get a minute because you wouldn't let her speak. Sir, just stop it. You did not give her a minute to speak.
She's not a stakeholder.
She got more than a minute. Not to speak. She had more than a minute up there, but she did not get a minute to speak because you kept interrupting her.
Welcome to the circus. Good to see you.
Yeah, taking up her time now.
I motion we give her another full minute.
I second it.
And she doesn't live here.
Let's give her another full minute.
Can you hold that for?
And let's all give her quiet to say whatever hateful thing she wants.
She told her. Hold it for a second. Sorry.
Our state offers one-way ticket to those homeless people who come and sit in our beaches.
Our beaches.
Our beaches. Not your bitch. Give her her minute. Let her spew her bigotry.
You are not your ancestors.
Let her speak. Let her speak.
It doesn't have anything. Not aloha.
I'm recording. How much longer are we gonna let this lady spew hate? That's some fucking bullshit.
You are not aloha.
Not acting like an indigenous Hawaiian. My family's over there.
Your ancestors weak. You're probably for the Mauna Kea.
Go grab some dirt and throw it in your hair. You're not from the other side. You're not indigenous.
The Tea Party.
So I'm keeping down here, and I've counted 26 against and 2 for, even though I'm not sure if this lady was for. Counted you on 4. So this is just given the context to the decisions that you guys have to make. And I also listened and heard some of the members who were early in creating the council, who were in the against category. So some of the people who might have been making the rules that you're relying on to take away his voice are counseling against this. You guys have the votes. Every time you want to do something for the business, you always do it whether Matt's here or not. So it seems to be a little cowardly that you don't even want diversity of opinion on the board. Right? It's not even a matter of being able to, he being able to stop you from what you want to do. It's just that somebody's saying things that, or asking questions, or sleeping with the homeless 4 nights a week and being out there and having that perspective in the thing that you want to do just seems to be too troublesome for you to even have him as part of the conversation when you can roll over through him with the process anyways. So what we're seeing right now, because the numbers are saying it, 27 against and 2 for, this is the process of the bulldozing of business against the interests of the people when somebody who doesn't have that same organizational capacity that the money side always have. Right? Start to.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's like an effort, right? The reason so much effort is being put to just getting him out of here, he's doing something effective. Right? Of value to the people that are trying to roll over.
All right, sir.
And he wouldn't even feel like he wouldn't be a threat. That would be like, so they could already outsmart him. Right? They don't need.
You've made your point, sir. We understand your point.
So to me, the thing that I've seen is this what democracy looks like? I'm asking.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
So it's my understanding that the mission of the ANC is to improve the quality of life in Venice by building community. And I watched her last meeting, and I've never been so appalled by the behavior, and I'm referring to you folks on the board. I have no idea exactly what you're claiming Matt Fisher did. I don't know Matt Fisher, but as someone who voted and has a voice in this community, I'm appalled about this proceeding. I've been waiting for days. I heard Ira say last week, well, we're gonna post them, When you click on it, it brought you back. This is not fair, this is not right, and what you're doing is a joke, and we're gonna remember it, and we're gonna get rid of you all.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. Yeah. Yep. That's right. Tell him, Beth.
I'm Anderson. I didn't hear my name called as an indigenous person and as a black person. I'm from the Chippewa tribe out of the Grand Nation of Canada, the great nation, one of the first tribes of black indigenous people. I'm a 7th generation Venetian. I helped form this board with Tish, and then I brought Naomi Nightingale in to help serve this board. We helped place Yolanda. We helped place everybody up on this board for proper and equal representation of the community. And as an elder, my heart is hurting. It really is, you know. Jim, when you started out with the tree people, you charged my mother $20 for that tree that's still on San Juan to find out that the trees were free. I want my mama's $20 back.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hold the water back much longer, so you better listen to this. This is serious, real talk. You better think about that water.
Yeah.
You mess with the keys to the city that holds the water. Water is life. Water is sacred. Be careful what you develop. You guys are all in the uproar.
That's right. Tell them.
This tunnel from Santa Monica to Hawthorne. But I tell you this. We've been here, we're not going anywhere, and I damn sure ain't going nowhere. And there's 7 generations of me, and they all look like me. Matter of fact, the Tabors are my first cousin, and some of my cousins are Abby Kinney's illegitimate children.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't come to these really anymore because of the shit shows they become. Ryvek, You and I lived on the same street. I remember when you tried to turn our street into permit parking. Had to go to a Long Beach meeting for that.
Dude, you suck so much right
I remember when meetings were held over here. I remember when a kid got shot in front of the townhouse and Alex Thompson was around here somewhere filming people, mocking people, myself included. I can only hope she got hit by a bus. Now I say this with the utmost disdain because she's a horrible human and you have all been horrible people. Be better people. You serve the public, you serve the people. They're very angry and not for no reason.
Right.
These people live here, exist with them. And now I'm going home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. That closes public comment. There are a few cards coming in after we had already basically gotten through the speaker cards. I think the points of view have been expressed. We're now going to turn to board comment. I'm going to start at this end of the table, and anyone who wants to speak.
Speak, coward.
Okay, this will be good.
Let the snake handler speak.
All right, look. Hold a second, Mark. Once again, we've been doing better for the last few minutes. Well, let the people speak. I know you don't agree with them. That's fine. Let them speak, and we'll be done with the speaking a lot faster if you just let them speak.
Hugh, you should have been president.
I'd like to say a few things.
This is a chilling effect. This is a chilling effect.
Comic relief. Come on, we're good.
One, I want to point out that the behavior that Matt participated in on numerous occasions that violated the code of conduct
Displacing homeless people
has been regularly exhibited by his supporters here tonight. It seems that you all are cut from the same cloth.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Speak. Come on. Say more. Say more. Say more. Say more.
We're allowed an opportunity
I love it.
at the podium to have your say.
I love it.
Can you allow me to have my say, David? David, can you allow me to have my say?
Please, let the man speak. I know, David, Mr. Bush, I know you disagree with him, but let him speak.
How many times does the same person get to disrupt the meeting? Come on.
The other thing I would like to say is that I am underwhelmed by Ira's presentation, and I pushed at several points for the evidence to be released earlier. I have not had a conversation with Ira about why that was not done. I would point out to all of you that AdCom is only about the question of whether something is a proper motion and whether it will go on the agenda. We are not allowed or supposed to comment on the merits of the issue or even reflect on whether we would vote for it or against it. It's just a scheduling process. So the fact that it wasn't there is really, there's nothing to do with anything. But I was disappointed, though, with the fact that the evidence was not released earlier in a way that could be absorbed by the public. However, if you read the code of conduct that we all signed, I have read it several times. Matt's behavior is egregious in its violation on numerous occasions of the code of conduct. And I want to make a distinction that think that someone on First Amendment grounds might be able to challenge imposing a higher standard, this ultra level of civility upon us that's not imposed upon anybody else. And I don't even know if, for example, if city council people have to sign a code of conduct, or congressmen. Apparently congressmen must not have to sign such a thing, because we see a lot of very uncivil behavior. So we're being held to a much higher standard, but the intent is for us to have civil conversations as opposed to these kind of verbal fisticuffs that we've had all night. So I am going to honor the code of conduct that I signed and we all signed, and I will be voting to remove.
All right, Mr. Bush. All right, Mr. It's time for you to leave, Mr. Bush.
You take a much different tone. You come on a lot stronger. I listen to that show. I hear you on there. They call you Mark. They call you by your first name. Are you civil on Fox 11?
That's up to you, Mr. Koslow.
Racist chummy.
Okay. A few things. I was in contact with the city attorney for weeks on this.
Yeah, sure, Rod. Sure.
If you let me talk, you guys want evidence on everything, and then you scream when people start to give you the evidence.
You never. Oh God, this is so hilarious. Oh my God, this is so sad.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. I presented him with 20 or 25 documented cases. And at the AdCom meeting, I thought I was going to present it online. I was told not to. So that's why it didn't come out when I said it would come out. I was told not to do it, that I was to send something to Matt that was tremendously truncated, and he could put it out. Now what happened when it came out was the whole conversation flipped, that I had changed the bylaws that morning. Well, I didn't. It's been on the Empower LA website for over a year. It's been on our website for over a year. And that
no, it hasn't.
came out, and the whole conversation's flipped to how I had done something wrong. Okay, I can take it because it's a lie. And everybody that sent me, I saw it, yeah, they saw an old copy that Matt put up in the library or somewhere, had his meeting, and flipped the conversation to me. I was called Hitler, which is a damn thing to say to anybody because that's despicable.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
For anything near what happened there. Now, the other thing is, freedom of speech is true. We all have freedom of speech. But we are restricted in our freedom of speech because everyone comes up here and calls us names. I haven't heard anybody here call the names that have been called to us. And you guys are so just rude is the word that I would use. And if you're looking to get votes for something that you want and believe in, by lying and being rude,
like you?
Actually turn it against.
You're a liar, Ira. You're full of shit.
Okay, you can believe whatever you want, Mike. So a lot of this was the result, which I hated, of listening to the city attorney. Now, my responsibility, the reason I put this in and was willing to take all this guff, my responsibility as president is to represent all of Venice. There are 34,000 people that live in a house. There are 1,500 people that are living in a street. Hey, let him speak. Representing all of Venice. Everybody here,
you are.
The executive board is representing the 65 to 100 people that voted for them. I had 1,600 people. Other people had similar numbers. So when I look at things, I look at the whole city. It's not even a city, they want to put the whole area of Venice.
You don't even know what it is.
That's all I do. So I thought it was my responsibility to put in the motion, since I had complaints from most of the board members who felt that they had this reaction from one person. And that's who it was. Believe what you want. You know, politics and religion are something you can never argue with because no one changes their mind.
This is our left progressive resistance over here, folks.
Now it's working? There we go. My comments are to the board. The first slide that was put up was a posting on Mike Bonin's website where Matt personally accused me of bombing the MTA site.
Sorry, we didn't see that. Wasn't on there. He didn't, no.
If this does not stop, we'll clear the room and you can listen from the
Talking about the fucking
No.
lies from your board members, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, we listen to the speech of everybody, and we're going to listen to the speech of the board members too. And you're going to listen to them, and if we have to be here all night, we'll be here all night. And
Your mic went out.
Guys, hello.
Hey guys, can you guys please stop? You guys ain't here for me. Can you just please stop? Let's just get through this. We're never gonna get through it if you don't stop. They're gonna vote against me if they're gonna vote against me. If you wanna raise hell, we'll do it after they vote. Thank you.
Yeah. Sounds good.
The idea of putting something on Mike Bonin's website I thought was very inappropriate. Nobody asked me, in particular, Matt never contacted me to find out if there was any truth to it. As a fellow board member, it might have been nice if he had reached out to say, hey Jim, is that you on a videotape? But I don't believe a videotape was ever shown or proven to anybody that I had anything to do with it. And it was just totally false. There's no reason for that kind of behavior in my opinion. I'm also not aware of any communication between Matt and other board members trying to solve some of the issues that he's being accused of. And I'm not opposed to the concept of some sort of mediation. Excuse me, I am speaking. I think that it would be a good thing if Matt was to perhaps excuse himself for having posted something about fellow board members, which was inappropriate.
How about you flipping off women at the First Baptist Church of Venice hearing?
I don't think
like a bitch.
Part of the code of civility that we as board members are supposed to be treating each other. I think there is an issue and an element of respect, and I've always shown that to Matt, and I think that he deserves to show that back to me in response.
Devil's in conversation.
Go ahead, Charles.
Hello. All right. I got a few things to say. First, I want to say I think the evidence was very poor. It wasn't enough for what we're actually doing. I mean, there was stuff there, but it wasn't like, let's remove them. I don't think that's, I think it should be a less severe thing going on. Second off, I want to say that since you, Jim, and you, Mark, are personally a part of the accusations and the evidence that was presented tonight, that you probably should recuse yourself from the room.
Yeah. Yes.
And also, Mark, I want to talk about your comments about this crowd's civility tonight. If we're going to talk about that, we need to talk about all the people that you organized to bring to the ad hoc homeless committee to come and stand with you.
Yeah.
And, so let's not get into merits of that. But yeah, so we can all get together and have a kumbaya if that's what you want to do. But this is not halfway as bad as what I experienced at those meetings. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right, Sheila.
had very limited personal contact with Matt Fisher, and although we differ on certain political issues, I also have great admiration for all the hardship that he's overcome and all the good that he does for members of this community. Where I do take issue with Mr. Fisher and his supporters are his and their personal attacks against members of this Venice community and members of this body. It is simply not fair. It is a privilege to serve this community, at least that's how I feel. And being in an elected position does not give Mr. Fisher or anyone the license to badmouth others in the process and make members feel unsafe and intimidate them and bully them. We rightfully decry and condemn this sort of political bullying when we see it from our president, and I will not be silent when I see it here. Democracy will only work when we can have different political opinions and discuss and debate them civilly and in a truth-seeking spirit. Ultimately, we can agree or disagree without fear of retribution for our beliefs. Returning the level of our civil discourse to a place where well-intentioned people can disagree without engaging in name-calling and intimidation starts with local bodies like ours. Just tonight alone, we have been called fascists and in favor of apartheid. Do you even know what those words mean?
Yes.
Which brings me to my next point. For all of those who have been calling in and writing and expressing that Ira Koslow is Hitler Jr., you're only exposing your ignorance of history and showing your true colors as anti-Semites for all of us to see.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Systematically murdered more than 10 million people, including Jews and Gypsies, intellectually disabled, political dissidents, and homosexuals, is an insult to the memory of the lives lost in those horrible atrocities.
Here we go.
We have a right, as members of this board, to demand civility from our colleagues. And we have a responsibility to our code of conduct, which all of us signed. I opened my talk by saying that I've had limited personal interaction with Matt. Much to my surprise, it was revealed to me that he had issues with the Venice sign lighting, which he only emailed Ira about. Here's a perfect example of that. You never once came up to me as your colleague to express any concern with the giveaways at the Venice sign lighting. Here's a perfect example of you accusing a fellow council member without having any of the facts and just lashing out. It's not fair.
Good. Okay, pull out all their laundry too. They got plenty of laundry right here. Don't forget about these guys over here. Yeah, you shut up. I'm done with you. You shut up. No.
Mike,
I'll wave you.
How any of you
let her speak.
tonight's meeting
Sorry, he's over here talking to me.
Okay, I know there's a lot of emotions in this room. Let's all take a deep breath. If we take that out of the equation and sort of distill this down to what we've seen, it sort of boils down to a middle finger, and everybody in this room knows that that is neither the first nor the last middle finger that's going to take place in a VNC meeting. So that's silly. And the other thing is something that was put on Facebook that was very obviously a joke. I don't think Matt was implying that you guys snuck in ninja suits for the prom. It was a joke. A poor joke, it was a poor taste, but that's all it was. And if that's what we're going to kick this guy off the council based on, no. Censure, top. This is nuts. Right. I'm done.
Okay. I just want to thank all of you for being so active tonight. I do want to echo Seema's point. Sometimes it gets out of hand, but still, I know some of us on this board appreciate that you've all shown up, so thank you for doing that. It'd be great if you came a little more often, without so much yelling in general. I truly feel like there's no point in picking apart every argument, but I do feel like it's not fair to blame Matt for this group's outbursts. he didn't necessarily ask them to do that. So if you're going to kick him off the board for that, it seems very wrong. And to that point, the evidence that we saw tonight, to me, felt very weak. It seems to me like we're accusing Matt and kicking him off the board because he's wrong, generally. Sorry. So, look, I looked down this board and there are various ethics violations that we commit. Yes. There are. Okay? People refuse to recuse themselves when they have financial interests.
Okay. Are you cooks in the corner right there? Yep.
Raise your hand when he comes to you.
Yeah. George Francisco, all quiet there.
People on this board accept gifts from people who own restaurants in the form of food and drink, and it doesn't get reported. To me, those feel like actual ethics violations. Tonight, it feels like Matt is just a thorn in people's side. And what he does is he provides a very unique perspective to an underrepresented group of people that do exist in this community, whether you want them here or not. So it's very clearly based off of, it's free to send an email. It takes no time to send an email. If we're counting emails alone, it doesn't seem like the community has provided support to evict Matt from this board. If we're talking about the people in this room, it's even clearer. The community wants Matt on this board, and I encourage the board to vote no on this motion.
Just want to address a few of the board's comments. Firstly, SEMA, I don't contact you because I have complaints about funding, not the outreach aspect of it. And normally, you're supposed to contact the president rather than spreading it around. I try to contact him all the time for these things. He doesn't respond, so I contact Dunn. From now on, I will if I'm still here. I did not know. I am sorry. Technically, Mr. Ramirez, just so you know, I've known you for 25 years. Back when you were watering the trees around the post office, you told me to stop being so lazy and pick up the trash, which I actually did. I helped you out when you came around with your big water truck. I know your daughter and son. I've known you for a lot of years, even though you don't remember me. I've tried to work with you. I've been to all your transportation committee meetings, even though, you like trees more than people, but I still show up. Ira, you talked to the city attorney a whole lot. You talked to all the board members straight in Brown Act violation, but the city attorney is supposed to contact me, which he didn't. He refused. All the rules you broke here are just very blatant. This is pretty sad. Just so you know, I can't say whatever I want on Facebook. I mean, that's pitiful. Rita Moser has 1,000,001 people pretending they're different people on her website all the time. It's not, it's hard for her to control. That happens. You provided me 3 reasons. You didn't talk about but one of those reasons up there tonight. This entire thing is procedurally incorrect. It's discriminatory. It's arbitrary. It's capricious. It's everything you can name. It's an improper motion.
Period.
I just want to address specifically Brian's comment that Matt's post as to Jim, Travis, and Mark was obviously a joke. In fact, that was really an explosive issue in this community that continues to this day. And the genesis of that whole issue was our councilman, Mike Bonin, for his own selfish political reasons, decided to float the patently false theory that there were explosive devices at the MTA lot. The very day that contemporaneously, the officer in charge of the LA Major Crimes Division told LA Magazine that was not the case, that they saw no connection between those devices and anti-homeless terror. 4 days later, excuse me, honestly, come on. 4 days later, okay, I'm just going to talk louder. 4 days later, the LAPD issued a news release falsely repeating Mike Bonin's false theory that the device MTA lot were explosive devices and part of an anti-homeless terror campaign.
So let's evict the LAPD.
Right. All I'm saying is, everyone knows that's not true.
No, they don't.
Everyone does. You guys know. You guys know. They're right here.
Fake bombs is still terror.
They were not fake bombs.
Yes, they were. That's clear.
All right, David, enough.
It was not a joke. It was an explosive issue. Mike Bonin was lying about it. LAPD was lying about it. The LAPD has been stonewalling ever since. Officer Contreras knows full well that the LAPD has been stonewalling ever since. So, Brian, I would respectfully submit that it was not a mere joke. It was actually a very significant event in the history of this community.
So, most of the issues wind up being addressed by Ira and myself. The truth of the matter is, we have brought people up, and we, in the past, in past boards, for doxing people's addresses, and it's been seen as one of the worst things of all time. As far as my personal opinion is, the conduct that's been exhibited has been outrageous. And it's okay. It's okay for stakeholders to come here and say what they want. I accept that. I accept it and I take it, regardless of whether there's any truth to it. But we have a code of civility for the neighborhood council system and a code of civility for the VNC. And all of those have been summarily dismissed. And it's been going on for basically since July or June. Mark Ryback doesn't have anything to do with this conversation. And I'm sure he'd love to discuss that with you. The point is that there is, in my 7 years on the board, an almost unbelievable lack of respect and lack of civility that's been exhibited. I've never experienced it from board members before.
3 homeless people have been shot dead. Why don't you think about that?
And I still haven't seen the same sort of behavior from board members. There is a continuous set of misinformation and lies that come out. Melissa, have I ever intimidated you and made you cry?
I don't know.
At this meeting, it was just referred.
I got a video.
I congratulated Matt on being the chair of the homeless committee, which I didn't. But at Ira's behest, I sat and talked with him, and I congratulated him on being elected. Probably put that in an email. But that's the sort of misinformation, that's the sort of lack of civility that has been going on since the beginning. Now, in terms of the accusations against sitting board members for setting off a bomb, I would doubt that any of you would feel comfortable if anybody made that accusation on a public forum to your councilman. To me, it's beyond the pale. It's an aggressive, hostile act.
Don't be such fascists and low. Jesus, it's not hard.
Again, it has nothing to do with fascism. There have been long-term violations of the Code of Civility and Contact. There are insults, flipping people off that are board members during board discussion. That's not getting emotional. Those are aggressive and hostile acts. And Brian, it's not to call you out. But while we were sitting here, maybe it was 3 months ago, both you and Nisa approached me, and you asked for advice because you didn't see the situation with Matt's behavior getting better. And those aren't your exact words. And you asked me what we could do, and I said you can't change people's behavior.
Said you and Issa.
We had a conversation about it, and Jim Urez was involved in the conversation. And Jim actually was encouraging. Jim said he wanted to talk to Matt, and he wanted to bring him along, he wanted to find a way so he wasn't hostile. Ira, since the beginning, and I understand everybody's dumping on Ira now. Ira's terrible. Ira's Hitler. Ira's this. It's a vendetta against Ira. But the truth of the matter is, it is in no way, shape, or form a vendetta from Ira. Ira, since day one, has been trying and bending over backwards to communicate. Maybe I'm the only person that's seen that, but that's the truth.
Yeah, I think you are.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
And
fucking clown.
Again, Charles, you can accept the defamation against your employer any way you want. That's up to you. But that's not an acceptable position if you're a board member to make these statements in a public forum and to put them in the public right of way and into public access. So yes, you did. You sent them to an email to myself and Ira. Our emails are public record. If you're going to do that, you're making a public record, and you know very well that you're making a public record. And there you go. Another example of incivility and hostility.
Nice. Wow. 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 Wow.
I would encourage all of you
Wow.
to recognize this and to realize what's been going on, and that if you can alienate, and if you can impugn, and if you can insult this many people, then there is absolutely something real and something that needs to be addressed, and it's beyond the pale. And that's the truth.
Hi. I want to thank everybody for their comments. We're now going to bring the motion to the floor. The motion is the motion of the VNC board, who is Matt Fisher as the board officer, as per the bylaws. The secretary will take a roll call vote.
Ira, George, Hugh. I vote yes. Teresa, Robert Thibodeau,
Yes.
James Mirez, John Reed, Jamie Page, Alex Neiman, CJ Cole, Brian Averill,
No.
Matt Fisher,
No.
Seema, Charles, Mark Rybeck, and Christian Reed. Okay, so the vote is 11-4-2. CJ, are you keeping your abstention? Okay. So 12-4-1.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess. All right, the vote was 12-4-1, and that's more than 2/3. The motion passes.
Okay. All right. All right. Take a look at all the pieces of shit over here. Ira. You guys, I expect you. Yeah.
Ira, you
Yeah. Oh.
The batteries fell off.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Okay. Don't worry. Huh? Okay, thanks.
Do you know what?
Huh?
You know Jax. Do you know what Jax is?
So I'm on camera, that's why, so, yeah.
They're half off.
What?
$20.
Oh, remind me, next payday.
I didn't know what size. That song is going, oh, that's pretty good.
Hi, guys. Public space, you can go outside. What's that? Yes, I can. You're in public meeting? Yes, I can. Sorry, Travis.
Go ahead and sue.
That's fine, yeah. Life is good. Yeah. Yeah, all these foods are, yeah.
It's for sure a sociopath.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how these people fucking like look in the mirror every day.
I don't watch enough rock. I literally don't. I don't watch television.
What happened?
What?
Oh no, I thought you said something.
They worked so hard for this.
Huh?
They worked so hard.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Now they're having a little victory lap. Oh yeah, you can sue him. I mean, I don't know what his chances are going to be because, you know, the body's allowed to determine what it wants to do, but I think they violated his rights 100 different ways.
Yeah.
They violated the Brown Act, so, you know, he's supposed to be like given full evidence and have the opportunity to have a lawyer here.
Wow. Oh yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you already kind of knew. Huh?
Are you Miguel?
Yeah, it's me.
We met earlier, sort of briefly. You gave me a pin.
I do.
Jamie.
Nice to meet you.
So I don't have to look it up.
My phone number? 213 274-6626.
Thank you.
That's some bullshit. I'm still doing life here, bro. What do you got to say about tonight's? Hold on, let me pinch out of here. Yeah.
As we're trying to stop this injustice from happening, we're the ones that are being reshifted. They're the ones taking a guy off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's so many feelings, bro. It's it's like it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Cause like this how what bitches they are. They have no power, so they gotta do all this fucking lying, and the thing has no.
Sorry,
bro, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. You know, so it's like
it's just like it's a white supremacist power grab. What it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this guy's getting in the way of them colonizing Venice, and they're like, we want it out.
And then to try to use the little pull the Holocaust card over here, like.
Who is that lady? Holy shit.
Her name is Seema. I don't know, like she's horrible. Like she's a victim and all this.
Yeah.
Thanks for holding my drum. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Do you need help with anything? Put somewhere.
Not at the moment. Where's my I forgot where I put my bullhorn at. Okay. No. Actually, no, you could do for a few minutes. For instance, you could walk around, just kind of just film the scene a little bit.
Yeah,
kinda,
sure.
You see anybody kind of feel free to be nosy.
Yeah.
Conversations or whatever.
Yeah.
That was going to be one of the things I instantly.
You should be embarrassed. That was pathetic. I mean, you're kicking this guy off for some emails or a Facebook comment. I mean, come on.
Excuse me, there was a code of conduct, and the people on the board see him at every meeting. He gives people horrible lies, and then he goes to their committee meetings and he does that too.
Look, I'm not there.
What are they supposed to do?
I'm not there, but doesn't Mark Ryvik get a bunch of homeowners to show up to meetings and yell at people? I mean, how is that?
Just the homeless people.
Yeah, so how is that not violating code of conduct?
It isn't. He doesn't yell. Whatever. You know, it's not one violation. It's continuous. It doesn't matter.
Bad. This is bad. Are you with Fight Back Venice? Is that right? Do you want to give a comment on why you're trying to stop homeless shelters from being in Venice? That is my understanding, yeah. What does Fight Back Venice do?
We actually want homeless housing. We want homeless shelters in Venice. We want it to be proportionate to what's being done in other parts of the city and other parts of the West Side. Our concern is that it's being over-concentrated.
So you don't want so you don't want too many homeless shelters in Venice?
We want it proportionate to what's being done in other West Side communities.
Okay, please don't touch me. Okay. Okay. All right. What do you do for your job? Are you a realtor or something?
Why don't you
We were having a conversation.
he's talking to me now too, so what do you mean shit?
I'm being rude because I've interrupted.
Yeah, you've interrupted the conversation, Christian. Okay. Why are you wearing a suit?
Because he looks good.
Oh.
Maybe you should try.
Oh.
And maybe a shave would do.
Okay, hey.
Oh my God, you're being uncivil.
Yeah, it's so uncivil.
Mrs. Civility Queen over here.
What does this guy do? Is he like a realtor or something? Real estate developer?
He's a lawyer, but he leads that group called Fight Back Venice.
Yeah, I was just asking about that.
They're a real organized, anti-homeless.
He said, we don't want we do not want homeless shelters in Venice. We want it to be proportional to the rest of the city.
They're real they're one of the more kind of, I say they're more explicit white supremacy kind of leaks out more in other groups, you know what I mean? Not everybody in the group, but
I'm sure.
You know,
I'm sure.
But yeah, no, you saw him today too, crying to the police.
Oh my God, dude, this guy is so embarrassing.
Us, you know?
Christian, do you have a comment on your outburst earlier? Do you want to say anything about your outburst running across the room? Yeah.
What happened
You stormed across the room and yelled in the LAPD to do their job. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Do you think there's a chance that you're going to be YouTube famous tomorrow for that? I hope someone cuts the video. It's pretty funny. Okay. Hi, Mark. Do you have any comments about people calling you a fascist for not wanting homeless people to live in Venice? Oh, yeah. What about him? Oh. Hi, George. Are you thinking about starting a podcast? A great speaking voice. Ira, you can learn something from George's presentation. You should be embarrassed for your votes, honestly. This is so bad what you're doing. It's a white supremacist power grab. He's getting in the way of your land grabs and you want him out. That's basically what's going on here.
Jamie, step back. Come on, let's go. We got work to do. Please, we have things to go through quickly.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I hate these motherfuckers.
No, dude, they're fucking, dude, like, imagine knowing what they've done for the last, like, 10 years, dude, like, they're, you think they're horrible now, dude.
Oh my God,
You see them at the meetings, bro, the shit that they say, you know?
Yeah, I bet.
Man, dude, like, it's because they talk about being civil, but these fools over here calling older, you know, Jatan, you know, calling them liars and, you know, totally belittling our history, you know, just totally just fucking, like, they're politely being, like, fucking, like, I say, polite white supremacy, polite,
Exactly. Polite white supremacy. Man, the worst people took credit for it.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have a loop back meeting.
All right, see you there, bro.
So the dirtbag.